Your comeback doesn't start when everything is perfect and when all the conditions are right. It starts the second you decide to take action and take the step towards your goals. Falling off is not the end of the world. It's probably the beginning of your next chapter. We don't care where you're at here on the 5 a.m. Squat Club, as long as you're ready to take a step. We're gonna take action together every day to get back on track, to get back towards your goals, to get your life towards what you want. If you're interested in that, join us. Let's go every day. Welcome to day 81 of the 5 a.m. Squat Club. I'm Adam. I've been coaching health and fitness for 25 years, and I've been a little bit off track for the last few, so I've created this morning routine to get myself back on track to start achieving my goals. We're 81 days in, and it's been incredible so far. So if you want to change your life, this is it. We're going to follow the same format every day because consistency breeds results. So follow along. We're going to do our mind priming. We're going to get the head focused with our mental reps. We'll sit down and prime the hips as well. Then we'll warm up the body, get ready for some intensity today. And then our intensity is going to be likely some bent over rows and some lunges, which I'll give you scaling options for and explain how that's going to work. And then after our intensity, we're going to clear our minds. Focus on the things that are most important so that we take action for at least an hour afterwards with our homework. Let's get it. If you find this position uncomfortable, which is going to look like so, basically feet underneath the hips and just sit yourself down in a passive position. So I shouldn't be working here, just nice and relaxed. If you find yourself falling backwards or working a lot, hold yourself a counterbalance in front. So we'll take a couple minutes here and direct our thoughts for the day, because if we don't do that, the day will direct our thoughts for us. So I am responsible for the outcomes in my life. I can choose how to respond to situations, and that result is up to me. So if I'm gonna get to a goal or achieve something, I'm not waiting for someone else to do it. It's on me. I am responsible for what happens. If I've got a bad day, it's because of the decisions I made. If I've got a great day, it's because of the decisions that I've made. Today, I choose to be patient, just trying to slow down, create time between stimulus and response so that those girls and anybody around me gets the response that I want and not the snap reaction. So I'll make time between stimulus and response. Be patient. I have all I need to succeed today. This one, I hear so many people with excuses. There's just like, I want to do this thing, but I don't know if I believe in that. I think everything that you want to do, if you direct your mind to it and seek out the resources and do the work and take the steps, like, you can do anything. So you have all the resources you need to take that first step, and the more times you say that, the more you're going to believe it, and you will start taking action towards anything you want. Next is, I will focus on progress, not perfection. And this just gives you credit to do it. Credit's the wrong word. It gives you permission to take a chance, do something, maybe do something new and maybe fail. So I'll focus on progress, not perfection, and that's going to allow you to do new things and take the steps and get there eventually. And the last one is, I choose gratitude. And this is just a personal one for trying to create some happiness in my life by noticing that not everything is so negative as I used to think it was. That if I can aim to see the positive things, that they start to show up more in my perspective. So I am responsible. Today I choose to be patient. I have all I need to succeed today. I will focus on progress, not perfection. And I choose gratitude. Let's go. All right, warm-up time. Oh, sheesh, what a stiff. Warm-up's coming up on the screen here. It's the same thing we do every day. You can hop on a different warm-up if you'd like, but fire up the body, right? We're gonna hit some intensity, and you wanna get the body moving before that. So I'm gonna get some hip flexor warm up here by just doing some knee raises, 5 or 10 both sides, each side, I'll get some posterior chain warm up in the hips and hamstrings, low back with some good mornings. I'll get some lunges. We're gonna be doing some lunges today, so I definitely wanna get a few of those in. I'm gonna get in some burpees. There's a band there. Shoulders are a little sore from yesterday's burpees. And then I'm gonna get in some air squats. Yeah, we're feeling a little tight this morning. Okay. And so follow along with the warm-up, or hop on a machine, or go for a little jog if you want, depending on where you are. If you're here, you can get wet doing that. We got some rain going on this morning. But I want to talk about here a story. I was prompted to do this topic by a girl at the gym. Let's talk. So I started my gym in 2012 in the capital of Canada here in Ottawa, and it was pretty early on, maybe it was probably 2013, might have been 2012 actually, that a girl showed up at the gym from out west. So she flew across the country with what now is an ex-boyfriend. I'm not going to mention her name because I didn't ask her about that. And she joined the gym with her ex-boyfriend, and when this girl showed up, she was already on Good morning. On a higher fitness level than anybody at our gym, right? She had a background in competitive gymnastics and soccer, and just like stupid athletic, right? Pick up anything very quickly, really great body control, just athleticism, right? And, worked her butt off, and really any, call it competitive success or just competitiveness that we had at our gym, basically came from her. The level of competition, which is not the goal for me and for most people in CrossFit, but the level of competition in the gym stepped up substantially. So, she's the top of her game, and everybody's looking up to her, and her life is a certain way, right? There's this picture of who you are and how people see you, and your mental picture of like, who am I as a person or as an athlete? And then I'm gonna get the timeline wrong because chronology is a struggle for me, but say a couple of years ago, started having some injuries. I had some knee stuff, some wrist stuff, and she's fallen off. I'm sorry to say it. I was speaking to her yesterday, and she's in a rut. It's been a long time since she's been training hard, and the training hard is not the point here, right? What's happened is, and what happens with any of us when we fall off, is our identity starts to shift. We start to, as crazy as it sounds, she'd been a strong athlete and competitive for far longer than she's been off, right? Most of her life has been competitive athletics. And now only this short portion, she's been off track, but it's so easy to have your thoughts start to become, oh, well, this is who I am now. Now I'm this injured athlete, or now I don't know what her thought process is, but it's accepting where you are, right? We shift our thoughts very easily and very quickly, especially if we're not choosing them consciously, right? That's why we do our mental reps in the morning, because it's so easy to just have our thoughts be pulled without being intentional about them. So over time, you start to create this mindset of, now I'm this person who does the other thing, right? Not the original positive habit. Now you start to identify with someone who isn't an athlete, who doesn't train consistently, that whatever, and it's not a conscious decision, right? You didn't decide to lose focus and lose progress. That being said, this is the point here. Once you do fall off, you've got options, right? You can stay off track and just go on with the rest of your life, kind of like I was doing for the last few years, and never get back to your goals and never get back to making progress. Or you decide, and oftentimes this is going to come from some sort of rock bottom, And when I say rock bottom, it doesn't need to be the rock bottom of your life, but it's gonna be some sort of contextual, time domain specific rock bottom. I kind of see, I was thinking about this yesterday, I kind of see life trajectory like the stock market over 50 or 100 years. Generally it does maybe this way. Ups and downs, but over time, generally it moves upwards. And I think if you make decisions that are positive, that's kind of what your life can look like. It's gonna have ups and downs, but if you can maintain a general trend of positive improvement, that's what's gonna happen. And so, where was I going with that? Once you decide that you're back on track, and once again, that low point, that rock bottom, is oftentimes what makes it change. She's reached out to me and said, hey, I need to get back on. So accountability, I'm gonna hold her accountable. I'm gonna send her some messages. Finding someone, this is where I'm going. In that rock bottom moment, you're likely gonna find an out, right? In that moment, you're gonna find something that can pull you out of that slump. And it's your decision in that moment, am I gonna use it? Right, am I gonna take that lifeline and am I gonna reshape my thoughts to become that person again that makes progress? Stick around after for moments of clarity because I got more. There's more about what you need to aim for once you decide to get back on, because the person you were is dead. Okay, let's talk about today's workout and then we'll get back to that a little bit afterwards. 2 movements today, as usual. If you haven't been here before, the format's always the same. We're gonna do 2 movements, alternating. Sometimes there's one movement as a special thing. 10 minutes, alternating, 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest-ish. Let's do it. Okay, first movement is gonna be a bent over row. I'm gonna do it with the barbell, but I'll show you real quick with dumbbell. If you have no weights and you're just starting out, literally bend over, you can grab yourself a stick, or I'm just gonna use that as a water bottle, doesn't have a lid, but any kind of weight, hinge over, maintain a neutral spine, pull the weight to the chest. Say you had a dumbbell, just like so. I'm gonna use the barbell. I don't know what this is gonna look like space-wise. Maybe something like this. So anything that you can kind of hinge over and pull. If hinging over doesn't feel good, support yourself on one side and then row. You can do it unilaterally or both sides together, depending on what kind of gear options you have. The second movement is going to be a lunge. Excuse me. So scaling option from the bottom here. Support yourself. Step out. Ideally, we come to the floor with the back knee, but if that's not accessible, work towards it. Make contact, stand back up. If you need support, use that. As you get better with this, no support required. Widen the feet a little bit. Let that back knee come down. What I'm looking for at the bottom here is that the knee in the front is basically over the heel. I don't want to be out in the toes way out there, so I can push off both legs. And you can do a split squat or an alternating lunge, which is, I think, what I'm gonna do. If that's accessible and you wanna step it up a little bit, you could go with a goblet. I'm gonna go on the front rack. You go with a goblet, you can put it on the shoulder, you can put it on your back if you wanted to add a little bit of weight to it. Or if you have a barbell and you wanted to do that, I'm gonna front rack it and then hopefully not run into everything here. I don't know how well this is gonna work space-wise. I had a friend over yesterday who's seen some videos and he came in here and he's like, well, this space is way smaller than it looks on YouTube. It's not huge. The dog is definitely taking up a lot of my space. Okay, so it's time to get your gear set up, get your water out. If you've got music that you like to listen to, you can get that set up. Test out your weights, right? This is warm-up time. It's very easy to just kind of grab it and go. As you get older like me, you're gonna see the value in the warm-up more and more. That's not that bad. I'm gonna get a little bit more on there. So if you've already got your stuff set up and you're ready to go, think about commenting on the video, letting me know, was there a time that you'd fallen off, but that you've gotten back on? And how did you do that? And if not, if you've never fallen off track, what are the tips, what are the strategies that you use, what accountability strategies maybe, to stay with it so that you don't have as many ups and downs? Understand that a down could be an injury, right? It could be sometime that you're forced to take off, and if you don't find a way to modify because of where you're at and keep moving, it's very easy to fall off completely. So, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're here live every Wednesday and Friday, 4:45 a.m. TikTok, Instagram, do all that stuff. All right, I'm ready. I blabbed a lot. Look at that, 5 after. So let's do it. 2 movements, alternating minutes. This is our intensity. So you want to push yourself 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest-ish. I'm going to aim for probably going to be less on the rows because this is heavier for me, maybe 5. And then the lunges, I'll aim for maybe 10 or so. I generally try to increase the reps as I go every minute because who knows how you feel, and you're going to feel better as you go. Okay. Bent over rows first. Front rack lunges second. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go. That's 6. I have a small set. Sure, that's gonna add up with the lunges. All right, we've begun. Definitely got more to say on that topic afterwards, so hopefully the brain clears. We can hit on that again. All right. Set 1 of the lunges coming up in 10. I should get modification. Squat. Okay, there's 10. That works. That's gonna jack it up. Whew, yeah, here we are. Shout out to Jason, coming out to help me build fence today. Appreciate that very much. 2, 1, let's switch the grip here. Wow. 7. I'm gonna switch the grip every set. Oh, we're humid again. Wow. The humidity is back for sure. Sweaty. 30. A little bit of a cool breeze out there though. It's raining, humid. Five. Go. Two sets down, 3 to go. Two, one. 7. It's real. Get it. Halfway. Ten. 3, 2. Thought about doing 12 there. Maybe next set. Crazy. The humidity really makes it hard to breathe. Excuse my breath. 3. 3 more sets. Ten. 12. One more set of each. That was a big set. Alright. I'm breathing. I'm breathing. 5. Last set of rows. 3, 2. Those are hard. I'm sitting. One more set of lunges. Ten. Last set. I'm gonna go for 12 again here. Let's do it. 3. Good job. 5:14, we're late. Walk around, catch your breath, grab some water. Let your dog out. Let's go. Come on, dog. Fantastic. All right. Let's get into a elevated pigeon here. So grab yourself a chair or a bench or something. Take one leg across and sit down. If this isn't accessible, you could just go with lay on the floor, cross one leg across, reach through, and pull the hip in. But I'm gonna do it up here. Don't drink my water, please. And what I was saying, what I wanted to make sure I got at here was that first, falling off is okay. It's good, right? So I talk about failure here a lot and how failure is not what you think it is. You know, you could call failure the first step in learning or first attempt in learning. You could call it a stepping stone towards learning. Right, every time you fall off, as long as you stay positive and stay conscious and say, what can I learn from this? Failure is not a bad thing. So as I was saying earlier, life can be, if you try to, can be very much like that stock market graph over time that in general, if you zoom back far enough, it's like a straight line up this way. But if you look close enough, it's a bunch of up and downs and bumps and valleys. But the people who have been investing, I'm just using this as a metaphor, the people who are investing long-term know that. And they know that if they just stay patient and stay with the process, that they're gonna get there. So on this note of falling off in terms of exercise, first, remember that this is a long-term thing. And second, don't compare yourself to who you once were or where you once were, because we change. And think about this. I'm going to use the example of this person I'm talking about again, is you've fallen off maybe in one aspect of your life. So your fitness, your competitiveness and that nature has come down. But think about this. If you look at all the other aspects of your life, there are a lot of positive things. There are a lot of things that are further along in terms of her goals than the fitness. So understand that you're not the same person that you were when you fell off as well. There are likely improvements that have been made in your life, and this is just one area that is still holding you back. So know that progress is possible, right? You've done it before, you can get back to it. Also, know that falling off is inevitable, and you are only as strong as your desire and your tools allow you to be to get back on track. So I'm speaking to you, but I'm speaking to all those other people that have fallen off. And it doesn't need to be just from fitness, right? You could be, hey, I fell off from working towards my goals. I fell off practicing that skill that I wanted to get better at. So know that, don't worry where you were. Just worry about where you are now and what progress can I make moving forwards? Because this is a new beginning. If you open your mind to that, hey, I've fallen off, but now I've got a new opportunity to start again. Start smarter, start more efficient, start with more clear goals. Let's go. Right? The only way you're gonna get there is by taking this first step right now. Take one step, and then the momentum you build on that one step and the satisfaction you get from taking that step, use it for tomorrow. Make the habit every day. That's why we're here every day. You don't need to exercise every day for fitness, but you need to be consistent to build a habit, especially if it's new. So join us every morning. Let's do this. Don't forget, before we leave, homework time. That's kind of the half of this program, right? We exercise, we prime our minds, but then we're clear so that we make progress. You know, this person I'm talking about has a career. There's probably steps involved in advancing that career and thinking about, you know, how do I want to build this business? You know, maybe you're thinking about writing a book. Maybe you're thinking about quitting your job and starting a little side hustle so that you can get there. This is the time. We carve it out because our lives are busy. So your homework is just as important as this exercise is. You may be, you know, if we're talking about that person, maybe this time is planning out, hey, what are my goals? What do I want to get back to? I know I'm maybe not going to be that same athlete, but how could I use this to inspire? What is my new purpose with my current situation? So homework time. Make sure that you like, subscribe, share this with someone, right? You know someone who's fallen off. I know so many people. Share it with them. Let's do this together. Live every Wednesday and Friday, 4:45 a.m. Blah, 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 blah. Go get your homework done. Let's go. Let's make progress. Let's go outside and see the rain. Hey, dog. That's the long one. Hope you found value in this. Let's get it. Oh. Oh. She's a wet one. Oh, no sunshine there. Have a fantastic day, y'all.